So he ushers all of you to a cooler back room. It looks like it's a small storage area. There's some chairs. There's some like haphazardly put together tables, and he kind of just sits down. You see Peter is his leg is kind of doing that thing when it's restless, like restless leg syndrome, like I want to work on this. I want to work on this now. I want to work on this now. And Wade's like, look, I am running a business. I would love nothing more than to have your armor made, but there must be some compensation reached. Now, normally, dragon hide items have astronomical prices. Now, I am sure that Peter's work is very good, and Peter's like, you see Peter muttering under his breath, it fucking sucks. I could do so much better. It's like, Peter. And Wade goes, look. And he kind of stops for a moment. He looks towards Peter, and he looks towards the rest of you, seeing as well armed you are currently. And he looks to a sack of ore that's just hanging out in the storage room. Actually, I might have a deal we can work out with this next set of dragon armor. Now, normally, dragon armor is very expensive. The armor that we actually worked on for you would normally have cost around the realm of 4,500 gold pieces, 6,000 without materials. Of course, we mitigated that because you provide most of the materials up front. However, seeing that my esteemed business partner almost collapsed several times from exhaustion, working day and night at the forge, negating other custom orders that we had that nobles would pay in full, I have a proposition for your group. It shouldn't take long, and it should, and if completed, any other dragon work or exotic materials that you bring to us thereafter, we'll craft. But hear me out on this, because I run a business. And he looks towards Ramas and the not the nature folk, Kasov and Akros. I need to take care of the business, because apparently he's not going to, and he points to Peter. There is a silver mine not too far away from here. Couple about 10, maybe 15 miles, about 10 miles north of here. It was abandoned about a year ago. Unfortunately, the town has sent 2 patrols. Only 2 people came back from the second patrol to go scout out the mine, to see if the town could use the silver and to bring, jobs into the area as miners or whatnot. The individuals that had survived told us that there were nasty, what could lack of the better part being insects that have taken over the mine. Unfortunately, between the fire and the rumors of dragons being in the area, the town hasn't had the time to bring another patrol, nor do they want to at this point because of the people that have passed away. If you can acquire the silver mine for us, being as well armed as you are now, and seeing that how fast you rushed to help us, and how acrobatic and athletic you folks are when our town was being burned, which I do deeply appreciate you saving. I think we can come in agreement, a partnership, if you will. If you clear out the mine, I, with my business savvy know-how, will hire workers, will manage the mine in your stead. I can see that, and every several times a year, I will transfer a large portion of the profits to your party. I ask for, since I will be running the business while you are gone, I ask for 65% of the mine in ownership. The 45%, right? 45%. No. The 35% will be gifted to you. We can make an arrangements with the major banks in whatever capital city you happen to be in or you frequent, that maybe 2-3 times a year you can take the money that belongs to you. All I ask is you go, clear out that mine. I will go to the town hall, get an officiary. We can write up a contract, giving you ownership, partial ownership to the silver mine, which in total would help the town as well, employing more people as miners and whatnot. In the future, if you have exotic materials, and he shoots a dirty look at Peter, we will work on them at a very, very, very heavily discounted price.
I have a question about the banking of the money. You said get it 2 to 3 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
What if, let's say, we would wait a very long time before collecting it? Would that be okay?
Of course. I mean, if you wanted for example, your children's children to get the money, this would be, as long as the silver mine stays in business, you would get that money. We can write it in that, you get so many, and if, say, you had to wait a long time, maybe a year before you came back to civilization or something, we can work out maybe some interest with that deal. I could see that.
So I'm an elf, as you can see, and
You
if I
live
go
for a very
home
long time.
and be home for 100 years and come back, that would be no problem.
Yeah, I would, at that point, I probably won't be alive, but whoever my predecessor is would be managing said mind. Would, of course, you would still be written in it. You are elven, you live for a very long time, and as for your rest of your party, whoever they designate next of kin or whatever, their family would get the share.
Yeah, I see no problem with this.
Okay.
What do you think? I look at the rest of the party.
I say to
Good
Hwinnil.
to me.
Yeah, I say to Hwinnil that it sounds good. I'm good with it, especially since he's willing to craft some things out of exotic parts. That's mostly what I'm in it for. So that sounds awesome.
At this point, Peter's like, excellent, and he just dashes out the door, and then Wade's like,
how many are we in the party? Are we 6 in total? If everyone would be here.
You are 5.
5.
I don't know where everybody else went. The only people I've been in constant contact with is you guys, Akros, and Earendil.
Right. Then craft the contract so that we get 7% each.
Very good. It'll take me about the day to do this. Peter already. You hear shouts from outside the door. It's like, this is glorious! As Wade just shakes his head. I'll have some time to do this. I think Peter's going to be busy for a while, so we won't take extra jobs for now.
We have a lot of bones with us this time, so probably going to be more plates. I'm not sure.
Yes, I see that. I see what you were carrying.
Some things we might not actually need when they're crafted. Then we will ask you to sell them, and you will get a profit from that as well.
Of course. Would you like maybe some commission on some of the items we sell that you brought the materials to us. Usually, when we have customers that bring exotic materials to us, we do pay them a commission if they don't want items made. Would you be looking at the same type of deal?
A turn to dress. I don't know. That sounds.
I
How
I
much did an item cost to say if we didn't bring material, and how much did it cost if we did?
I will tell you. The splint mail. Not the splint mail. The splint mail, the heavy armor that was crafted, would have cost you without materials 11,000 gold pieces.
Yes.
With materials, half that cost, 5,500 gold pieces. Because of the rarity of the item, you jack up the price like double. The bow is actually not too bad. The bow would probably have only costed you around the realm of 800 gold pieces without items, 400 with items.
So what you're saying is that if we just sell the materials to you, we get half.
Yes, you do.
And if you craft them for us, you will do it heavily discounted.
Oh yes, very very discounted.
And then when we get those heavily discounted gear and we ask you to sell them for full price, how much do you want from that final price? Because it's not going to be 65%.
No, it's not. Normally when hunters or other folk bring very exotic items such as dragon to us, in the past we had given them about 45% of what the item probably would have sold. It's a very high cost, especially the older the dragon parts you bring, the more we would compensate you for them. So if you did sell the item, you'd get 45% of that take.
So it actually sounds more profitable to just sell you the material.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any weapons or armor needs at this time, so that's fine by me.
Yeah, we should probably just commission the gear we want, and then we will let the other gear be. And when we think that we don't need anything, we sell you the materials, and you can do what you want with them. Does that sound fair?
That sounds quite fair, actually. You know that Wade is he hasn't tried to gyp you at all, even though you annoyingly have brought him even more dragon parts that will keep Peter occupied. But it looks like if he is given a fair price and he is, he can eat and expand his business and whatnot, that he is perfectly content to letting you guys do what you will, as long as the um, the silver mine thing pans out or whatnot. It's up to he's perfectly happy with this.
All right. If I understood it right, if they took the time on them, they could make +2 items, right?
+2 would be very hard because, so you guys are only level 3. Usually +2 items are usually given to those of 4. Those of, it's very, very hard to make a +2 item. Like, a +2 sword, enchanting wise, would cost you around the realm of 30,000 gold pieces to make, and would take the better part of a year to complete because it's so intense. Right now,
So
you probably have pretty good armor for what you guys are rocking.
So I guess +1 items is what we can get.
However, there are other items you have perhaps neglected to think about. For example, and Peter who has studied the art of making dragoncraft items while you were away, has even more knowledge now because he has completed maybe his second set in his lifetime. There are things like shields, like long spears, like rings that could be fashioned and enchanted out of dragon parts. There are potions made from the blood. There are boots. There are bracers. There are amulets. Things that could be made into better quality stuff that necessarily don't have to be +1, but can confer like additional bonuses to slaying dragons, potions of fire breath, as you know, Whinnil, because you have started, thinking about alchemy, could be made out of dragon parts, which, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Staves could be made, and I'm just going through the list of items that are in front of me right now. Yeah.
I actually forgot to type that down. How many liters of blood or gallons in what do you want to say do we have? Because I guess a dragon has like
A lot of blood.
very.
Yeah. You probably obtained about 1 liter of blood in some type of vessel, cup, bottle, wineskin, whatever you decided to carry on your person currently.
Couldn't have gotten more, like fill the barrel and have it on the wagon.
So during the battle, the dragon was killed by multiple stab wounds and whatnot. So when the ball falls to the ground, unless it is immediately collected, which you guys kind of worked on the eyes, the claws, the heart. The heart was the big thing, and the heart's probably worth the most. The heart can go around probably on markets for about 6 grand. For a very intact dragon heart, actually. I will say, we didn't mention blood, but since it was, let me see this. I will say, okay. I will say that you guys were able to get 5 liters of dragon blood.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Red dragon blood.
Yes, red. Red is, the color of the dragon is very important in this case.
Yeah. So I guess we should all like say what we want and then see if we have materials to do these things.
Yeah. If you call over Peter, he'll let you guys know like what he is capable of. Remember, Peter is a master armorsmith, weaponsmith of the town of Forge. He might know people who could actually, he is, classically trained. He might know people who could actually do better things with the materials you have brought. He might be sad that you go to someone else, but
can't he like take help from them instead? I want him to make them. I like him.
Okay. If you let him like work on it for a while, say to kind of maybe even a couple of months, he can probably make some really good things. He can probably make things if you gave him enough time that normally people would not think of coming from dragon parts. For example, if you let him like just an example of what he could possibly do, he could probably make where is he can't brew, not yet. Yeah, he could definitely make shields that would have properties that could be, anti-magic if given enough time. He can make armor that allows you to increase your mobility if given enough time. And like I said, he can make probably arrows eventually of dragon slaying if given enough time. It's just he is only one person, and he does have a adequate level of knowledge, and it appears he learns very, very quickly, especially if the materials are given to him. He could probably, there are hints of things that he can possibly do that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
I have a suggestion, even if it's a bit metagaming, but that we tell him what we want to do, and then we can think about it, and then when we get back, we can decide what it actually was we decided. Is that okay?
That's fine. He needs to take time to clean, to prep. I mean, you guys did a good job cleaning the parts, but he needs to cure and clean the parts to workshop quality anyways. So that in itself, with the amount of materials that you have brought him, will take a while. He might have to actually hire some new assistants, actually. It's strange. appear that he has any assistance when you walked into the forge initially.
Okay.
So everything he made looks like he made on his own.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Plus, he looks like he's really like thin. He's lost some weight since you've last seen him too.
Yeah. So we won't push it this much next time.
I mean, granted, he was happy to do it, but
Yeah. But now we feel a bit bad about it.
all right.
At least my character is.
Okay. So Wade says, "All right, I will." All right. So you guys can think about. I mean, you're headed. If you're gonna take the silver mine deal, you guys are headed to anyway. You can take some time just to think about what you want, and then come back. And when the job is done, if the job gets done, then you guys can let him know what you would like, and he will try to the best of his ability to craft what you want.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. All right. Wade says, "Well, I am going to work on the contract. You guys look like lugging all this around." He gestures to the cart, which now Peter is. He takes this huge. It looks like not like he takes a couple claws that he finds, and he's looking at them in the sun, and then he's kind of sanding them down. He's like, "Oh, this is gonna be first. I can make, maybe I can make a longsword with this." And he's just inspecting each piece enthusiastically, like a child in a candy shop. But yeah, I think this is actually a good place to stop for now. I kind of want Alex and Akos to be here because the next part will probably be to the silver mine, unless you guys wanted to do something beforehand. You guys just literally just teleported here, so you're not feeling exhausted or anything at all. So I kind of want the other guy, at least one of the other people, to be here for that part of the adventure, because you don't know what you are. You don't know about the silver other than the mention of gigantic insects.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's up to you guys if you want to wrap up here today. That's totally fine. Or we could scout around, ask around town about stuff. But either way, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, you can actually, if you want, after this conversation, you can go inquire about the mine further from other people if you wish.
Yeah, that we can do, I guess.
All right. Wade will tell you that your best bet about finding out about the silver mine would be going to the militia barracks. It was the guard, the guard that was sent out initially to scout the mine. First patrol went out, nobody came back. Second patrol went out, 2 people came back, and it wasn't pleasant from the initial rumors that were flying here now. But Wade has only really heard rumors other than giant insects. There could have been more stuff, there could have been less stuff, who knows. He is like the second person. Like, I heard from a friend who heard from his aunt, that kind of thing. All right. Yeah, and Wade will tell you the barracks are very close to the gates that you guys approached. Yeah, and you can just head there if you wish. All right. So it is still noon. Probably we were probably in the shop for half an hour between the contract talk, between Peter just talking, to himself most of the time, inspecting dragon parts. The barracks are very easily located. It is a large-ish for this town wooden structure. Which looks like there is a prison which doesn't look like it's in use currently, for people who have mostly misdemeanors and whatnot created from the party. There is a guard standing outside, kind of not at full attention, but his eyes are just kind of wandering over the place, looking at the sun, looking at the people around. And he notices who's going to go to the barracks. Actually, is everybody going to the barracks, or it's like 1 or 2 people going, or what?
I say we could all go.
Oh.
My suggestion.
All right. Earendil decides he's going to scout around the town just in case, see what's nearby. So as you approach, the guard straightens up his tabard of the local militia, and just straightens up his armor, clutches his spear a little tighter, looking at more attention, and he peers at you as you guys are approaching from a distance, but then recognizes that you guys are heroes of the town. And he's like, "Oh, it's good to see you. Can I help you?" He's addressing Hwinnil especially because she was part of the fire rescue.
Yeah, we're asking questions about the mine. I have some stuff I have to do. Can you speak to the rest of the party? And I turn to Ramas and Kasov. So they will fill you in.
Okay, excellent.
And I've talked to the hippogriff.
All right, the hippogriff is just chattering away, just back and forth.